In the world of tennis, few rivalries have captivated audiences like those between Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic. Recently, Nadal sat down with Andy Roddick on the Served podcast to discuss his strategies against his two greatest rivals and offer insight into the legendary battles they fought over the years. Nadal's strategy against Federer. It was like a chess match. Nadal first faced Federer as a 17-year-old in the 2004 Miami Open, where he surprised many by defeating the Swiss in straight sets. Over the years, their rivalry became one of the most celebrated in tennis history, with Nadal leading their head-to-head record 24-16. When asked about his approach to facing Federer, Nadal explained that their matches were highly strategic, almost like a game of chess where both players knew exactly what was coming. With Roger, I think the strategy was clear. It's a little bit more like a chess match. Everybody knows what's going to happen. Everybody knows what the strategy is going to be. One of the key aspects of Nadal's game plan was targeting Federer's backhand, a well-known tactic that had given him success in their early encounters. At the beginning of his career, he was trying to play from his backhand, again with topspin, so I had the chance to keep hitting forehands against his backhand. However, as Federer evolved and adapted his game, particularly in 2017, Nadal noticed a significant change. At the end of his career, he started to go in, taking more risks. 2017 for a while was the best level of his career. By playing more aggressively and taking the ball earlier, Federer neutralized some of Nadal's previous advantages, leading to a shift in their rivalry. Nadal's strategy against Djokovic. Unlike his matches with Federer, where the strategy was relatively straightforward, Nadal admitted that facing Djokovic was a different challenge altogether. Their head-to-head record, the most played rivalry in men's tennis, ended with Djokovic narrowly leading 31-29. With Novak, I didn't have that feeling of a clear strategy. Against Roger, I could damage him with my forehand to his backhand. But with Novak, that wasn't the case. Nadal acknowledged that against Djokovic, he had to constantly adjust his tactics and be ready for long, grueling rallies. The feeling was, I needed to play very well for a long time and know that I have to adjust things. I couldn't play too many times against his backhand, especially high balls, because then he takes the ball quicker and puts you in a very difficult position. One of the adjustments Nadal made was incorporating more slice shots to disrupt Djokovic's rhythm. So I started to use the slice more against him. Sometimes it worked well for me, and sometimes against Novak, it was good to play to the middle of the court, to not give him a lot of angles. Who does Nadal consider the toughest opponent? While Nadal refrained from outright naming the greatest player of all time, he did hint at which of his two great rivals he found most challenging to face. In terms of ball control, I think he's the best I ever played. This statement suggests that Nadal saw Djokovic's ability to control the ball and dictate play as superior, making him one of the toughest opponents he ever faced. The legacy of tennis's greatest rivalries. The debate over the greatest tennis player of all time will likely continue for years, but Nadal's insights provide a fascinating look into how he approached his battles against Federer and Djokovic. His rivalries with both players not only defined his career, but also elevated the sport of tennis to new heights. Regardless of statistics or titles, the era of Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic will be remembered as one of the most competitive and thrilling periods in tennis history.